Okay, so Sincere, you was telling me about the movie Curve because we was discussing this whole cheating culture that's prevalent right now. I did talk about it in a previous video called Side Bitch, Side Nigga, but go ahead and give me the synopsis, or the people again, the synopsis of the movie Curve.
Well, basically, it stars Julianne Moore, who is Julianne Hough, the girl who did blackface with crazy eyes. So that's one strike. But I was watching it I was streaming it because I wanted to get into just dissecting films that are stereotypical, where you have a hitchhiker, and a girl, she was supposed to be going to her wedding, basically, to meet up with her fiance, but she comes across this hitchhiker when her vehicle breaks down. And the funny thing is, before he even comes towards her in the film, coffee spills on her shirt. So she takes off her shirt and opens the door, and she's coming outside with just her bra on and these little shorts. And she goes in the back of her trunk to look for a shirt to put on, and lo and behold, the guy comes out from behind her, and catches her with her bra on. And she's like, oh my god, and then she runs to the side of the vehicle and puts another shirt on. But anyway, the movie is about her picking up a guy who is a serial rapist, and basically her having to fight for her life. But the problem is, the reason why she kind of got into that situation is because at first she was physically attracted to him, and that's why she kept extending his stay by saying, oh, okay, you know what, you can come in the car, I'll take you to the Highway 80. Oh, you know what, actually, I'll take you to the motel.
Yeah, that's the trend. That's the image and the message that's being promoted in the culture, because again, if you listen to the music, R&B is not even R&B anymore. It's just about singing to another man's woman. The rappers, they've been doing that for the longest. So what's happening is that infidelity itself is like really popular right now. It's like the cologne that every guy has on, and the perfume that every woman is trying to try on themselves. So basically what she wanted to do was go ahead and get a little freak on while she was out there in the middle of nowhere with some stranger, but she happens to almost about to get married to probably a really good guy.
Yeah, the guy even asked him in this movie called Curve. He's like, so describe your man to me, like what's up with your guy? He's like, oh, he's a great guy, he's very intelligent, he's driven, we've been together for a while, I love him, yada yada yada. And then you just see him just staring at her, like in his mind he's thinking, then why are you driving me to this motel? You could have just dropped me off at where I asked you to before.
Now, you notice with a lot of these films, the guy that they're cheating on, spouse that they're cheating on. And we're going to talk about the guy because this was a guy in the situation. And it's like that in the film Unfaithful with Richard Gere. We was talking about that a little earlier. But notice now, the guy is not like a sorry deadbeat ass type cat. He's like a good guy, real happy type dude. He's made her happy. Everything is perfect. They got kids on the way. He has an engineering degree. He makes a lot of money. But it's just something that he's not doing that's satisfying the lady.
Yeah, basically, going to Unfaithful, it looked like they had everything. Their marriage was pretty much good, and just because he was just working a little bit too much, instead of her, talking to him about it, it goes straight into her being seduced by this young guy with this pretty face and this, chiseled body. And the same thing for Curve, even though she didn't ever get to that next stage of actually physically cheating, because the guy turns out to be a serial rapist and a psychopath. The fact is, she allowed him to be in the car, and she drove him as far as she did because she was physically attracted to him. You could tell, even if it was in a subconscious manner.
And again, this is all a part of a bigger scheme that many people do not know or they're not aware of. Like I said, if you read about Tavistock Institute of Human Relations, they were looking to basically remove the intimacy from man and woman. So this is why you kind of get in all of this random sex, jump off, fling, side chick, side nigga, side bitch activity. And the crazy part about it is not specifically black folks. It's all across the American spectrum. And so in Unfaithful, the thing about Unfaithful, they had Richard Gere, like I said, he's looking all pathetic, old, his jacket was hanging off of him. She had to help him fix his glasses sometimes because he was just so pathetic. Like, she was really with him out of feeling sorry for him. But then here comes this Rico Suave looking motherfucker, you know, and oh, yes, I am an artist. I paint. I would love to paint you nude. You know, all of that. So that's naturally seductive to a middle class woman that hasn't had the hots between the legs in a hot minute, you know. So that's the thing they're promoting right now, because again, if you look at a lot of these guys that are supposedly being cheated on in these relationships, they're good guys. They're perfectly good guys. The women have been with them, they find them attractive, whatever, but it's just something they're quite not doing, or there's that edge of seduction that these women love to teeter on in these films. It's just the society itself. It's not even necessarily just only women. For God knows, we know what's going on with the men and the Instagram women and all of that craziness. So
yeah, and even what's it, Michael? No, what's his name? Michael Douglas. Remember the famous movie he played in with Glenn Close, when she was the crazy seductive side chick?
Oh, you talking about Basic Instinct?
Yes. No, wait, what? Oh, Basic. Oh, you're right. He played in 2 movies where he had that.
Yeah, he's had
Basic
some bad
Instincts. Yeah, it was Basic Instincts, and it was another one where the whole famous rabbit scene in the pot.
Oh yes, it was Basic Instinct, and then Fatal Attraction. One was Basic Instinct and Fatal Attraction, and yeah. So that's, you know, that's Hollywood. That's the thing, and it's really against the idea and the concept of marriage, institutionalized marriage, or whatever they want to call it. Like, you know, you got a lot of people, I don't believe in marriage as an institution. Okay, well, that's cool. But if you notice the thing that they're pushing, these people don't necessarily stay alone and do a lot of sleeping around. It was like they wait till they get into a relationship and then they decide to start sleeping around.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're a good guy or a good woman until that one person, you know, 10 years later, 10 years into marriage or something, that one person comes into their life and now they're, you know, throwing away someone that they're supposed to love, and, you know, and trust, throwing away trust as well.
Well, look at the goofy ass movie with Taraji P. Henson and Idris Elba.
Was it No Good Deed?
No Good Deeds.
Was that the name of the movie?
No Good Deeds.
Yeah.
Now, her husband, you can tell he's a professional, career-orientated black man, all right? A rare specimen that he's actually with a black woman. You know, honey, I'm going on a trip. Oh, here's your lunch, dear. And then here comes Idris. Hey, can I use your shower? Look at me. I'm sexy. You know, and I said, you know, watching the film, I was like, well, how is he in your house?
Yeah, well, yeah. What happened? He made, I don't know what, but when you have a child in the house, right? I don't care how desperate somebody is. I'm like, you stay outside. I'll call someone for you. Don't worry, stay on that porch, but you ain't coming in my house.
Right. But this is what they're doing. But let me say this though: if it was a regular looking cat, because let's be real, Idris Elba
stayed on the porch.
Yeah, Idris Elba, he don't look like, you know, the guy that's putting in the mail in your mailbox down the street. You know, he don't look like the mailman. So if it was a regular looking cat, this is how you know Hollywood fucks with your moral compass. Okay, if it was a regular looking guy, she would not even open the door. You know, sir, could you get off our door? I'm calling the police, right? But since it's Idris Elba, right, and a lot of black women, a lot of women in general, they like this guy. So what's happening when they see him, they automatically disregard that she has a man.
They forgot. A lot of people forgot. Yeah. They're like, was he mad? Is she mad? Oh, I can't remember, but him in that shower.
Yeah, right? He all in the shower, you know, all over there. You know, the husband already got the water set precisely to how he like it, and here come the new nigga. You know, so that's how they mess with your moral compass.
The funny thing about that scene, even Taraji, she was like, when they had to do that scene, she was like, damn, isn't he supposed to be the bad guy? Like, she said she forgot.
Right, and that's how, you know, they gauge. That's how they play with your moral judgment. And that's Hollywood. Hollywood will have you rooting for the killer. You know?
Yeah, and he was really a effed up person. You know, he just got finished killing the white chick that he got out of prison. He killed her.
Right.
You know, so
he killed the cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but it didn't matter. He looked good to the women.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's this whole thing that's being pushed in Hollywood right now. I mean, you seen that goofiness. You hear it in the music. You know, oh girl, like the guy can really sing. This is a thing that's messing with women. This is why they fuck with women a little more than men. They'll have a guy singing like Chris Brown or August Alsina singing to her, right? As a listener, as an audience member, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he would be singing about your man can't do it like I can, right? Now, if a regular if a regular dude walked up to a woman and like, your man can't do it like I can, she'd probably slap him or curse him out.
Or be like, ugh.
Yeah.
Get your gross ass out of my face.
Yeah, she'd give him one of them Pusha T's. Ugh. One of them. Right? But since it's August Alsina or Chris Brown or Jason Derulo or Usher or whoever that can harmonize in tune with melodies or has a nice voice, she's automatically disarmed. She's just disarmed. And so she's like absorbing it. Like, you know what? If the right dude walk up on me singing like that, he might just get it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like that across the board. In that film, it sounds goofy. Curve was goofy. No Good Deeds was goofy. Like, these films, people don't really understand what they do to them in the long run. Again, they kind of had this thing where you're just with this person because that other person, that right person, hasn't come along and swept you off of your feet.
Yo, it goes back into that that stand-up comedy that Chris Rock had, when he said sometimes people are just settling because they either lost their number one choice or they haven't found their number one choice.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
So they're just with somebody for convenience until they find their number one.
And that is the case a lot of times. That is the case. And it's unfortunate, but then we kind of live in a society where we don't really make up our mind. Think about it. You go outside and you say, I want something to eat. You got McDonald's, you got Burger King, you got like Whataburger, you got Wendy's. So it's like you always got a different choice. And even on the internet, when guys are going around here liking these pictures, and women too, think about it. You find this guy attractive. Ooh, he's nice, so you like the picture. This guy attractive. So it's a different face. So it's like restructuring your brain to basically focus on more than one person. It's the same thing with guys. That's why guys, when they get with a lady, they feel like they're trapped because they see all the other women running around or see all the other women on Facebook and Instagram. Like our parents and our grandparents, when they got with one person, that was it. They were like, hey, this is great. I'm done here. I don't need to keep looking. Plus, I'm getting older.
Yeah, well, this is Teacher. He kind of touched on it, even though he was talking about it in another sense of people of this generation being overstimulated because they're being pulled from every direction when it comes to the education system. But right. You can use that also when it comes to relationships, because we have to admit to ourselves that people of this generation are way more stimulated than any other generation before them. You know, the other generations didn't have all this in front of them, where it's like you have so many choices,
right,
and you have so many avenues to actually stray away, right, if you're not a strong enough person.
Yeah, and this is where you see all this double insecurity. This is why guys always checking their females. Yo, man, why you laughing at the phone? Who you talking to? Or the women, I've dated females, and if I'm texting, they will immediately say, who you texting? I'm texting myself, a nigga, why? You know what I'm saying? That's why. Yeah, but you're right. It's overstimulated access, and what happens actually, though, you burn out too. Because
that's a good point. Yes.
At some point, you just kind of like you pooped, and you see it all the time. Whether again it's Facebook, Instagram, just watching things on the internet, just engaging with people. There's so many slick ways, so many backhanded ways. People cheating online, emotional, talking about their man, talking about their woman. It's just one of those things that's really happening right now in the culture itself. It's all being pushed to initially destroy the family. See, black people, sometimes we get kind of lost in our own struggle, but it's not only just the black family, it's all families that, is the target. because you break down the family, then people are much more easier to control and manipulate.
Well, yeah, it's like people don't know, just like when it comes to our brains, there's so many things that affect us subconsciously that we don't want to admit affects us. Like even when we are talking about these movies like No Good Deeds, yeah, we can say that a good portion of women are definitely faithful to their man, but people can't deny that when they watch certain scenes, they get a certain emotional reaction to it, you know, male and female.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, they Hollywood especially, they play on those things.
Yes, they do. And also it's all about introducing an idea. That's all you need, is planting the seed. So before, you may not have been interested in cheating on your spouse, but then let's say you sit through a good ass movie and you think, and you're like, well, you know she is kind of boring, you know, but I ain't gonna do nothing now, but I'm just saying, yeah, I could use to spice up. You know, next thing you know, you at your job, you looking at the quote unquote work boo. You heard about this term, right? The work boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people have work boos. You know, be a work husband, be the work wife. So you gotta think about this. Think about this ignorant shit. You got your main girl, you got your girlfriend, you got your side chick, then you got your wife, your work boo, and then you got side nigga, you got the guy that you just kicking it with, you got the guy you just talk to probably on the phone, then you got your husband, you got old boyfriends. You see how you got all of this to split your attention.
Exactly, and J. Cole touched upon it in one of his singles where he said, be happy with who you are and with who you are with, because he said when he first got into Hollywood, he said he got sidetracked. You know, everybody's saying, oh, you can always find a better bitch, you can always be with this woman on Instagram or, you know, in Hollywood or whatever. And he said he finally realized, wait a minute, like who he was with was already good enough for him. Right. She was already a dime. So why is he trying to step out? And
it's just that culture again. I'm always looking for the next best thing, or the illusion that the grass is greener on the other side. So
yes.
Yeah, so you always have people, I want what you got, or I want what's better, or I think it's better. So it's like if they already in a Bentley and they see a Maserati drive past, oh man, man, I gotta come up. I gotta come up. You know, what do you mean you gotta come up? You're in a Rolls Royce, you're in a Bentley. But they don't look at it that way. It's like that. You can even see it in couples' demeanors. Like sometimes if I'm out, I'll happen to take a look and I'll see like if a guy's with a woman, she's looking at other dudes, he's looking at other women. And they're always doing it when neither one is watching. So it's always like, you're always on the hunt. You never, like you said, you're never satisfied with who you got and who you with. And what we can't understand is the reason why a lot of our parents and our great-grandparents were happy, because they didn't play into all of that confusion.
Yeah, they didn't have people also getting into their marriage and interfering or having media telling them, you know what, there's someone better actually, or like you said with the example you used with the cars. But now that's everywhere. You know, it's like you said, people could be happy with their content with their partner, but then they'll let other outside entities get involved, and now they're thinking about, maybe I should try to step up or something. And although a lot of those people come to regret it, that decision.
Oh yeah. You know how many old heads I know that were players, and in some cases pimps when they were younger. Mm-hmm. And then right now they're like, well, you know, man, I went through a lot of good women. Man, you know, now that I'm my ass 65 years old, I'm by myself. I don't look like I used to, and I can't get no woman to talk with me because all the women my age going with young niggas. Well, that's good for you, old goofy ass nigga. You know, so that's how I feel. I think it's stupid. I don't have time for all that. It sounds nice. It sounds desirable to be in the middle of the crowd and having a bunch of women, or for a lady, she's got a bunch of side dudes. But all they're doing is playing with your moral compass, and people can't necessarily catch on that that's what they're doing with the average man and average woman. You know, I seen it even in mainstream media where, what was it? I saw it was like on Fox 5, and this was an all-white newscast. It says, in our next story coming up, what exactly is a side chick, and is it bad to be one? I said, oh my God. So it's gotten to this point?
Well, yeah, and then for like the side chick, they say, you know, you get all the benefits and none of the headaches. You know, you get the money, you get the sex, you get to go out, but you don't have to deal with the kids. You don't have to deal with any of the cons that people can consider to be in a relationship. So they're just all over the place. Same thing with the side dude. I literally saw a meme where it says, "Yeah, I don't have to deal as a guy. I don't have to deal with the headaches, but I can dick your girl down." Like,
right, and see, and all that stuff here don't make no sense because I don't even like to share water, you know. So that's so nasty and goofy. But here's the thing, this is what's so gangster about it. This is what I love about all of this shit we attempting to rearrange. We always trying to undo some shit that's natural. What always funny to me is that at the end of the day, a woman is not built for that. She can do all of that, but when she come home, even if she got through drilling somebody else's dude out real good, did everything nasty to him, and he's like, "Oh baby, you know, you damn girl, shoot, my wife, oh, she can learn a lot of shit from you," right? But then what happens, she'll say, "Oh, I get the money, all that stuff." She go home, she talk to her girls on the phone, girl, yeah. She turns the phone off. She watches TV. She's in that house or that apartment by herself. Guess what? She understands she's by herself. Because at the end of the day, people are still yearning to be with other folks. That's why they're doing all of this stupid shit. It's the same thing with guys. You know, you walk around here because I can quote unquote dick your girl down. No, you're not. You a roach ass nigga.
Exactly.
That's why you by yourself. Dudes, them guys get lonely too. I seen all of my homeboys do all that.
Man, I sure would love to, be able to relate to somebody. Man, you know, I really get tired of interrupting somebody else's marriage.
No, and that's the sad thing about it, is like they feel empty inside.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, like, I encourage people, don't buy into the hype. It's like Public Enemy said, don't believe the hype. That's all it is. It's hype. This is all hype. At the end of the day, these rappers, a lot of these rappers talking about all this side bitch and side nigga religion, at the end of the day, they got one main woman they come home to.
Oh yeah, like Snoop Dogg. You know, he was notorious for a long time. Bitches and hoes, sluts, and all this stuff. And yeah, there's one woman he was with for what, like
forever.
The woman, like 20 years or something, more than that. Right. Yeah, forever.
He's probably cheated. She's even talked about it. But here's the thing: if she was out there like that on him, Snoop Dogg would be losing his damn mind.
He would have, and he admitted to that too. And then also that time when they were divorced, he said he was depressed, and he's like, "I gotta go get my girl back."
Yeah, because at the end of the day, yeah, we're not built for that. That's why I said this is what's funny to me. We think we cute talking about, oh, I got a side bitch, or I got a side chick, or I got a little main squeeze jump off or something, and the women, oh yeah, I keeps me excited. But at the end of the day, we can't undo millions of years of evolution. That's the beautiful part about it. It's the same thing with those females. They play all them games talking about what they're doing with guys on the side, but they miserable. They confused. They don't know what they want. But it's like that with a lot of rappers. I mean, even look at Ludacris. He's kept one girl all this time.
Yeah, he got married, too.
Yeah.
Not too long ago.
J. Cole, I laughed. I was like, his ass got caught. You talking all that shit on them records. And you had one woman. Come on, you a regular brother.
Yep. Yeah, but and even Drake sometimes, even with his confusing ass, he'd be like, "I'm looking for one person to settle down with," and then the next song he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm messing with this girl and this girl."
Yeah, Drake lying. Yeah. Drake got some depressing ass lyrics. I don't know if anybody ever had a chance. If you actually listen to Hotline Bling and read the lyrics, they're depression. They're really depressing. You know, it's just about him. He's always worried about, is his girl cheating? If you notice, if you listen to a majority of his records, he's always worried about getting cheated on.
Yep. Is she cheating? You know, why she's changing up? Yeah, all those different things. Then he, worry about himself, like, I want real love, but at the same time, it's all those, like, that whole situation that we talked about a couple minutes ago.
It's confusion. That's what it is. You want to be with somebody, but then you want to be out. You want to be free, but you want to be with somebody. But what you find out, like I said, as you get older, you find out that's bullshit. That's all bullshit. But yeah, there was just something we wanted to basically touch on here. Just about the redirecting of the moral compass of the average American man and woman. It's not necessarily exclusive to one race. It's black, white, brown. It's all over. And a lot of you fools out there are buying into the hype. Don't believe the hype. Yes, and please go ahead and continue to subscribe to Sincere's page and channel, that is, and go ahead and befriend her on Facebook. All right. I think a lot of black people are terrified of success. A lot of them are. A lot of us are, that is. I have to speak in unison. Us. Not them, like, aliens. Oh, look at them over there. When you say the blacks, don't include me. I stand over here. What are you? I'm not black, though, But it could just be genuine jealousy, hatred. I mean, we show too much of hate towards each other. And then the damnedest thing, if something goes down in the media that we deem is race related, but there's this idea and this concept of race that nobody really can explain, because when you say interracial relationship, that's like a woman sleeping with a zebra. That's interracial. Different species. I think for the most part we're cultural, but when we perceive an injustice, racially that is, whatever race is, because again, nobody can really explain the shit, all of a sudden we want to unite with each other. All of a sudden we're proud, we're down, we're all for one. And I find it very dissatisfying and disheartening. In fact, I'm the type of person, this is the type of person I am. I will rather people continue to say, fuck off, move around, nigga, please, help you for what, my nigga? Than for you to get on social media in front of a bunch of people and pretend that we are all some sort of Avenger team. Like we're JLA. Justice League America. We're the JNA, Justice Negro America. And you see it all the time, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter, Instagram. Instagram, bruh. Follow me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Black Power, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You check that nigga out, Omar Johnson, my nigga. Follow that nigga, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Instagram, bruh. Like, we be all over Instagram. Oh, Kemites and all this nonsense, right? But we show so much of hate towards each other. I mean, that is really the engine behind Black Twitter. The concept of Black Twitter is very real. It is, because, Black people do use the internet a lot more. I made this statement in a previous video, in a previous recording, and some people are like, how, bruh, how we on the internet more, bruh? It's more them than it is us. Negro, shut your ass up. You know damn well black people got their cell phones in their hands more than anybody else. Yeah, everybody else is doing it, but more black people have their cell phones in their hand. I dated a girl, and I say girl because mentally that's where she was. But I dated a girl, I kid you not, she kept her face in her cell phone. It was the most annoying shit. You know how you find out that certain types of things annoy you and you never knew about it because you've never encountered the situation to present the conditions for that issue to arise. So we would go out, or we would just be chilling in the apartment or whatever, and she would just be on that damn cell phone looking at the same posts, clicking on the same shit. Somebody post this, somebody post that, talking about her woman crush. Because a lot of these sisters, they posting their women crush. I got a woman crush. What? Don't look at me like that. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Anyway. But her friends, when her friends would come over, her friends, they would chop it up, and then they pull out their cell phones. Girl, I'm listening. Girl, you a fool. And they would be standing in a circle with their cell phones, still simultaneously holding the conversation, but looking at their cell phone. Now you just say, what the fuck did you bring them over here for? So, black people are on Twitter. They are a driving force behind Twitter. The underlining motivation behind black Twitter is a lot of hatred. It really is. Think about it. Black Twitter really just goes in on anybody and everybody. Black Twitter spends most of its time, I have to say it, as if it is an entity, because it is, but it spends most of its time just basically dismembering whoever in the media, or dismembering each other. The light-skinned shit, the light-skinned nigga jokes. Let me tell you something. I have never in my life seen so many light-skinned nigga jokes. I'm a brighter skinned brother, but not necessarily Drake, not necessarily Terrence Howard. I don't feel any type of way about the jokes, to be honest with you. But what I do feel, I think it's very interesting. It's very interesting because what we do, and we've learned this from our fucking slave masters, all right? That's just a damn point. We've learned to just pick out subtle nuances amongst each other. Even though as a collective we have a lot in common, we want to nitpick at somebody's nostrils. Or the nigga with the big lips. Man, you know them big lip niggas, you know how they are. Like, they are a whole separate group of motherfuckers from planet Mars. Yeah, the big lip niggas. And people pick on, like, the light-skinned black men for whatever reason. But I noticed that it's really having to do with Drake. It's Black Twitter's backlash to Drake. Because Drake is the only motherfucker that I've seen receive so many light-skinned nigga jokes. Drake the type of nigga. That's still another way of saying the light-skinned nigga. And it's not something that's really universally accepted, that is, because, or universally applied to certain artists. Because J. Cole, nobody makes fun of him. And even Common, nobody really says Common the type of nigga. They just really do Drake. And I personally believe it has nothing to do with Drake being light-skinned. I mean, there is a factor, but most people are really irritated by Drake because some of the behavior he's presented could be deemed as corny. All right? But we sit up there, and us men, a lot of us black men, have taken on the personalities of some of our mothers. A lot of our mothers, if you think about it. Think about the light-skinned nigga joke. Well, you know them light-skinned niggas always think they pretty. They always think they're better. Who have you heard say something of this nature? Women. Older women. Your mama, your auntie, your grandma. Them light-skinned women, you know how them bitches think. It's the same shit. It's the same talk. Anytime you catch a grown man posting memes about light-skinned niggas, then all you have to do is say that is a direct correlation of being around too many hyper-feminine, aggressive black women growing up. It's just that fucking simple. To be honest with you, I very, very, very rarely see black women post light-skinned nigga jokes. They may do it once in a while. I've seen a couple of them. I've seen them here and there. Nowhere near as much as the men. Nowhere near. So this is my thought process when I look at it. How can you stand in front of, I guess, white people or another group of people or before America and say we're all one, Black Lives Matter, when you have subtle nuances that can distract your ass from even uniting with your fellow brother or sister, especially your fellow brother? It's hard to connect with black men today. It really is. It is hard. It is a fucking struggle. I mean, little things, little shit, they think like women. A lot of black men have learned to pick up the ways of women. And you heard this a million times, and it's getting really ridiculous. But I think about that shit because I said, well, what if there was a flip to this shit? What if a bunch of dudes got on the internet and started talking about dark-skinned nigga jokes? Oh my God, there's an incredible black lash. It's a blacker lash. It's not a backlash. It's a blacker lash. Apparently, the Negroes are having some sort of tribal civil war amongst each other. Do you believe the darker ones are actually fighting the lighter ones? Don't they know they're all the same? Niggers. Who would have thought it? Dark-skinned niggas always getting locked up. Dark-skinned niggas always going to jail. I don't even play into that shit. And it's really prevalent in the South. It really is. I did not really notice anything in regards to like skin tone. I mean, you see it growing up, but it was never a conversation piece like it is today. You go to Texas, you routinely hear shit about light-skinned women, dark-skinned women, light-skinned men, dark-skinned men. And even in earlier hip-hop, I was actually talking with Sincere, and she brought it up. She told me one day, and I was like, damn, that shit is right. She was saying, if you actually go back and listen to the earlier hip-hop, you never heard Rakim talk about light skin, red bone. You rarely even heard these terms. You never heard Tupac really say anything about, oh, you a fine red bone motherfucker. Girl, let me put it on you. Hail Mary. You never heard Ho say that, Well, he says some shit off the hook. He said something about the light-skinned women with the wavy hair, and that's what he married anyway. But that's his preference. He's one dude. He was one dude. But you can go through, listen to DMX. You can go listen to Nas. You can go listen through all of them cats. Big L, Big Pun. You can just keep bringing them motherfuckers up. Cool G Rap. You Run DMC, you can just keep bringing they asses up. You didn't hear anything about damn mama with the light skin and all this shit, or damn mama with the dark skin. You know, you did hear Tupac praise a dark-skinned black woman, but that's because, you know, dark-skinned women do get treated like shit. A lot of them do. I mean, I'm not saying this universally, but we're not even talking about the media. See, that's what a lot of dudes get fucked up. They think because they see Kerry Washington's character getting fucked by the president of the United States that black, dark-skinned women are receiving some sort of entitled benefit or some sort of privilege. No, it's just because they've been used as so-called sexual harlots. Because let's keep this real. This goes back to slavery. Usually when those white boys wanted a black woman, they go found a black-ass woman. Come on now. I want to see a big, greasy black ass with stretch marks. Let me shine it up here. Could you just stand there, please? All right, thank you. Thank you. Oh, that is, oh, yes, this is good. This is good right here. That's what they wanted. But it's not like unanimously black women, dark-skinned black women get some sort of praise. It's because you see a few motherfuckers here on the media, or anytime you even see them on the media, it's always in some sort of hypersexualized position. But that's because the appeal of the dark-skinned black woman and man, because I see a lot of motherfuckers on YouTube paying tribute to dark-skinned black women. They don't say shit about dark-skinned black men, but they don't really have to, though. But I'm just saying, just in general, the dark skin, just dark skin had been seen as fertility. I mean, if you go back to the fruits and the berries and all the vegetables and shit, the darker fruit had, you know, stronger nutrients, basically. It's just fucking human nature, all right? So that's why the black race in general is able to repopulate like we can, all right? If all the black people decided just to get on a fucking campaign, they could fuck pretty much all of everybody else out of existence in America, even with the little numbers that we have. So when you see like a black woman getting drilled out on television, it doesn't mean that she's receiving some sort of praise. It's no, they just see them as sexual objects, and that's just coming down from slavery. We know this. We don't need to go through the history. We know it. However, one-on-one, when you see their daily interactions with other people and how people deal with them, whether it's on a job or if it's at a store, people usually approach darker skinned black women. If it's not on some sexual shit, if it's just some normal social interactions with each other, they usually approach them a little bit more aggressive, hostile. So to get to where we are now, basically what it was she was telling me, she said, you know, a lot of this dark skin, light skin shit didn't come into rap music until the South started bouncing the ass into it. And I started thinking, I was like, yeah, and that goes back to slavery because of the South, the fucking slaves in the South and all that shit, you know, light skin, dark skin, tall, short, old, young, teeth, no teeth, curly hair, tight, kinkly, coily hair, all of that nonsense. So that's generational. But black men have learned to take that on. So what I'm saying is that we find little things to pick on each other about. In Black Twitter, the underlying motivation behind Black Twitter, if you really analyze it, is hatred. It's just that simple. It's hatred. It's the internet in general, but specifically Black Twitter. I mean, people sit up there and they mule over subtle differences, subtle nuances that they can make an issue. They can point it out and then basically make fun of other people that may have some of these issues. You know, New York niggas look like this. New York niggas, and some of this shit is funny, but after a while, it creates this atmosphere. So you gotta understand what's happening. This atmosphere that is being created with the internet, especially these social media sites, it's dehumanizing the average man and woman. So when I saw that tweet, well, it wasn't a tweet. It was a comment on the DJ Academics page, because he did a video about 50 Cent or something like that with the game. and I was scrolling down. I just happened to look at the comment. Dude didn't even say anything about what DJ Academics was saying. He just started talking about DJ Academics' nose and his hairline and, nigga, this is what you look like. You look like your breath stink. And it's like, we are at a point in society. We really are at a troubling point in society where ridiculing someone has become a religion. Just calling them all out of their name, talking about them. It's become a religion. And it makes it hard for you to make friends with people. It makes it harder for you to connect with a lot of folks. Like a lot of black men, a lot of black women, or just engaging. You have to really get around people that are a little bit older, that don't really be on the internet as much, that have other things going on, that they're running their own business. You have to get around people that, for the most part, are not mentally chained to their computer or mentally enslaved. Look, there's nothing wrong with people that are discussing, like, magazines and animations and games, and that crowd is usually cool. But even some of the gamers, a lot of the gamers actually, not just some, but a lot of them, I play some of these online games, and these motherfuckers are vicious. I just sometimes turn the mic off, because I'm not the type where I would like to just go back and forth with somebody about words, I can handle things. I can handle critique. I can even handle some of the people that fall out the closet funny style with their bitch asses. But if I'm playing a game and I want to do the online experience, why would I want to hear you say, you stupid motherfucker, oh, you miss motherfucker, Like, we are a bunch of trolls right now. We really are. All of us, we have become a bunch of trolls. You can't even play video games like you want to. You can't even make a comment without somebody up under your shit trolling you. The trolls are getting trolled. It's like everybody's hypersensitive. One thing I have noticed, though, which is very interesting, specifically with black folks, is I'm really talking about black folks. I don't really care about too much of what's going on with other folks. I just kind of talk about what's dealing with us. Not that I say, I want to see everybody else dead, killed, whatever. No, I'm just saying, there's some things I've noticed. What I've noticed, though, black men on social media do more fighting than the women. I see it on my videos all the time. The females that do comment on my video, even if I do something or say something that they completely disagree with, sometimes they'll make one comment, two comments. They may do like a paragraph or a dissertation or whatever, but it's always in a respectful manner, until at least if I go all the way out of the way and be like, black bitches ain't right? Then what's happening by them blowing back at me, I'm only getting the energy I'm giving out. So they're just reciprocating the same type of energy that I'm putting out. But usually if I do something where they may disagree with, they'll just say, hey, you know what, Solo, Prince, yada, 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 I love your videos, boom, 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 this is where I disagree, right here, over here as well, and I'm out, right? Not with Negroes. I can say something as minor as, I don't think this rapper is that hot, right? Or, I don't really like this, or I didn't like this movie. Brothers will do this. Man, you a bitch nigga. Man, you a fuck boy. Man, you out of your motherfucking mind. And a lot of this has to do with the men in our society. Because I noticed some cats have been making some comments like, oh, you're pandering and all that shit. Shut the fuck up, all right? Look, if the men do not set a standard, what they're going to do is just wither, and the women are going to follow them. So right now you got a bunch of men all on social media acting like children. And then the women, though, which is interesting, they're not really following that, but they are becoming a little bit more irrational like the men. But it's a symbiote. It's like the women do the same thing. They raise children that act like them, and then the men act like this. And it's just weird. But what I've always noticed is that the men, most of them, not all of them, there's still a few good brothers out there, but a lot of men can't just cordially disagree with you. They really can't. They always got to get on some, you a bitch nigga, you a fuck boy, suck dick, fuck off,
You know, oh, when I see you, you know what it is. What is it? That's another thing. When I see you, you know what it is. No, tell me what it is. What am I supposed to be getting? Is it Christmas? So, we have become a bunch of trolls. And it's really sad. It's really sad. Like, I watch videos of different people, a lot of YouTubers. I watch some of the guys that maybe have like 13 subscribers sometimes. And it's just like sometimes one guy may upload one video and he may even articulate his point eloquently. He may lay down why he thinks this, that. First comment, oh man, look at this fuck face. Look at this nigga's hairline. Look at this nigga's teeth. Look at this nigga's mouth. Look at this nigga's lips. We have become a trolling society. Ridiculing. Putting people down. It don't even make you feel any better. That's the crazy part about it. When you put somebody down, it doesn't even make you feel better. Let's say the person did go out of their way and disrespect you, then of course you're like, yeah, well, you know, you go fuck off. Yeah, you might feel some type of way then. That's different. That's vindication. But again, that's reciprocation. There was a reason for you to say that, so you feel vindicated, you feel relieved. I lay some burden on you. I lay this tension on you. Your shoulders tense up. Your chest gets tight. Your heart starts racing. So you retaliate verbally or physically if we are near each other. But that's vindication. That's you pushing the stress back. You're like, I don't want your stress. You keep your shit. But no, we're not doing that. We're just going around trolling motherfuckers. Social media. It doesn't matter. Like, people are horrible. And then what's crazy is like, I'm the type, I would say something to your face as opposed to be all online. You know, I'd rather see your facial expression when I say it to you. But these people that are online, just in general, cowards. You can't even fathom like their world. I can't, that is. I don't know about anybody else. I can't even fathom their world, to be honest with you. It's just something that I find very strange. And that's where society is. It's not that it's going. It's nothing in the foreseeable future. It's here. People have become monsters inside. Again, like I said, you do not feel any good putting somebody down. I've done it. We've all done it. We know we don't fucking feel good, but we do it anyway because we don't give a fuck, right? Fuck your life. Look at the memes going around. Everything is anti-social. That's interesting. Social media has made everybody anti-social. Look at the memes. Fuck your life. Fuck this. I'm a real nigga. It's best to be on your own. Sometimes you gotta sit back and think about all the hurt that a nigga go through. What type of ignorant, self-deprecating, depressing shit is this? And then people liking the shit, reposting it, and then you're internalizing the energy these memes are giving off. And then you wonder why when you see somebody that's exacting happiness, they look happy, or they have something that you perceive that you don't have in your life, some sort of happiness, you wonder why you launch automatically into a troll mode. Because you're absorbing all of this shit. People thinking, oh, no, we just having fun. Look, pictures have frequencies, photos have energies. It's the same way when a little dude be in a restroom and he jacking off on a big booty ass woman. When she laid in that picture, when she laid down with that picture, and to take that picture that is, her vibe was to be as sexual as possible. So what she's doing, she's resonating sexuality, sensuality. So that photo captures that energy. That little boy picks it up and he's automatically resonating on the same level as her in the photo. Scientists have proven this shit. It's real. So you sitting there, you absorbing all of this depressing shit, this anti-me and my niggas, or I don't need nobody, all that type of stuff. And then you wonder why so many people all over the internet are trolling each other. Just become a nation of unhappy motherfuckers. That's why I say, you all got to pull away from that shit. You really do. And it's sad. And it's unfortunate, but it's not something that we're supposed to be doing as humans. Your body tells you that. I don't care what you believe in. God, Allah, Buddha, Sun Ra, Ra Sun, Sun's Ra, or Ra Sun. I don't care what you believe in. You feel it internally when you mistreat somebody. You ever notice if motherfuckers really don't believe that this shit is real? Go ahead and post one of them memes about, sometimes you just gotta be alone because ain't nobody real in the world. It's just you, yourself, and I, right? You post that and see how you feel immediately afterwards. Or just look at it. You don't even have to post it. But then go look at a picture of some baby dolphins. You'll feel the difference. But, it's just something that I noticed that especially black folks, we're getting sicker each day. Because some of the stuff I see on black Twitter, like laughing at handicapped kids, laughing at people that have one arm, laughing at people that have a flat head in the back because of a car accident or some sort of deformity that happened when they were younger. They couldn't help that shit, but you laughing, niggas be like this. And they'll put a picture up of a person with the top of their head missing. Like that shit is goofy. And what usually happens with the lowering of a society's morality, it's not done through violence, like violent films or violent entertainment. It's done through comedy. Case in point, 30 years ago, let's not even say 30 years ago, let's say 10 years ago, 15 years ago, because that's how fast it's moving. That's how fast the moral decay of society is moving. 10 years ago, if somebody walked up and slapped an old lady, just slapped the shit out of her, old bitch, right? People would go crazy if they saw a picture of that, right? They would go crazy. This is just 10 years ago. They would go crazy. Oh my God, what the hell? Now, if somebody slapped an old lady, somebody catches it on camera or catches a picture of it, and then somebody uploads it to Facebook or Instagram or even Twitter or whatever social site you choose, Tumblr, and let's say they upload the photo and then they put at the top, how you deal with your side bitch. And you will have a bunch of comments at the bottom. Laughing, kill myself, KML, LOL, LMAO, all that shit. A bunch of emoji faces. There's a difference. And that's just 10 years ago. You see that? You see how you justify that internally and you laugh it off? And then you wonder why they've got cases in New York. They got cases in Texas. They got cases in California where people have been dying on the sidewalk, on camera, and people just walk around them. And you wonder what's going on. Man, why? All you got to do is look at the internet. Look at the cell phone. And it's sad because if you're aware of this like I am, and other people, I'm not the only one. I'm not special. I'm not He-Man. I'm just thinking. I just think. That's all. I just think. That's it. I see shit and I'm like, well, I don't find that funny. Okay, well, then fuck your feelings. That's not funny. Man, you can't take a joke. No, you just can't be real. But what happens to the people that are thinking, see, because it's a double-edged sword. The silly, ignorant people that buy into it, they love it. They laugh it off. They eat it up. But if you're aware, you know what happens? You become jaded. You become jaded, so you shut down internally. You shut down mentally. You shut down spiritually. You shut down frequency-wise. The universe can't even give you the blessings. God, or whoever you want to say, God can't give you blessings because you shut down, because you realize you're like, damn, society is tripping right now. You don't want to deal with a relationship with anybody. Yeah, you're not expecting anything. You're just like, nah, I'm just going to do me. So you get on your solo shit. And again, it goes back to that whole anti-social agenda, isolating each person on their own island. So now you're like, well, I don't mess with anyone. So that's when you start reinforcing the memes that are floating around where you're saying, I just stay by myself because it's best to be alone or everybody's tripping. You see how it's a complete circle? You got the jaded people that are aware, Because sometimes people run into folks that are jaded. People like, man, they kind of jaded. They kind of bitter. It's not that they're bitter. It's just that they probably just realize how bad things are for them in their situation. But what needs to happen is that if you have to feel like that every day, because I have to do it myself. I have to, just change my game plan of dealing with folks, dealing with certain people. I had to stop dealing with certain people. Because all they can do is run over the negative. No solutions, nothing. Just run over the negatives. Not even wanting to discuss things intelligently. So what you have to do, you got to chop it up. You got to change it up. Step away from social media. Or even if you're on social media, start deleting some motherfuckers. People that post the negative shit all the time. Or silly memes and all this dumb shit. Delete them. You'll be surprised what's really affecting you. Why you feeling miserable? Why you feeling depressed? It's nonsense. But that's just my whole little tip for that. Dealing with this here. By the way, I will be launching a different channel, okay? I'll be launching a different channel, actually 2 more channels, all right? Because this one here, it's good, but there's some things YouTube has been doing that's been kind of funny style with it. But I'll be launching another one that is coming soon, where it's just going to be, again, me and Sincere. We're going to be talking about different things regarding black folks. Like we have our conversations about Nate Parker and the Beyonce, things of that nature. We have that cooking up, you know what I'm saying? But also we still have that other channel, the Sincere and Prince Show, where we're talking about animation, comic books, things of that nature. If that's what you're interested in, please go over there and subscribe, because again, we need to make sure we present a platform where black animators, black artists can get out there, get their works. Again, if you all have work, if you have anything of that nature, if you know people that want to get their stuff showcased, we got you. We'll definitely drop it in, because we're big on that. We're both big on that, so that's what we're looking to do. But that is it for right now. Just think about that. Just be aware and alert on certain things and think. That's all I'm saying. Think what you're laughing at. Think who you're making fun of. Think before you start talking about somebody. How do you feel afterwards? Why are you in a bitter circle? Why are you in this hurricane of anger? So that's just my thoughts on the situation. All right, I'm out. 1.